Hey. So, hey, Missy K. Hey, Siren. Hey, Wendy. So, last night was kind of wasn't the best night for me on here. So, we had a few people that wanted clarification, and then we had another one that was a little mouthy. So, we're going to get to that. All right. So, it was brought to my attention. Hey, Sarah. It was brought to my attention yesterday that Noodle Mash was mentioning my name, and I had no idea what was being talked about. I got on late last night. Popular to contrary belief, I have a life. I wasn't on here till she ended her live or something. Hey, Queen. I wasn't on here until later. Same thing today. And you splash and fall. So I had to watch Noodle Mash's live last night just to see what the hell was her issue. All right. And apparently she wants clarification on some of the things I've said in my previous lives, and that's fine. All right. She had a couple questions, and I'll give her answers. All right. I have nothing to hide. So, can anyone raise their hands if I ever assisted Mrs. Portland in stalking behavior? Can anyone raise their hands and tell me if they ever seen me or Siren or anyone else assisting Mrs. Portland? Hey, Rachel. In stalking anybody? Because she said that around the close to the 30-minute mark, and I'm like scratching my head. What do you mean by that, Noodle? All right. So let me just clarify a few of the things that you brought up. All right. So I'm not saying that you can't accept super chats. I'm not saying you can't accept super stickers, super thanks, or get donations on your channel, Noodle. It's utterly ridiculous. That's not what I meant. All right. And I'm not accusing you, all right, of constant Mrs. Portland content. "24/7. Hey, Becca Chu. However, you actually said yourself on your live, every time the alarm bell goes off, you're on the case, Noodle. And there are times when you happen to go on sprees on Mrs. Portland content. Now, I'm not sitting here, Noodle, and I'm not judging you. All right. There were times when I fired up a live stream and I pointed out Mrs. Portland's lies. Some of them were vicious. Some of them were nasty. All right. Some of them were disgusting. Hey, Gypsy. And I would think that Noodle would know better. I'm not supporting Mrs. Portland's bad behavior. All right. I never did. It's just this is the reality we're in. 3 years, okay, of this whole wash, rinse, and repeat pattern. Where are we? Now, I was gonna just say my piece and leave it. But a few people in the back didn't understand a few things I said on my live, and that's absolutely fine. But I'm just going to remind everyone. Yes, Noodle has a mental illness too. And when I listened to your live, Noodle, I noticed a few things. All right. You got a $500 security system. Do you think you really need that? I'm not telling you what to do. You said the police told you to get one. I don't know about that. Maybe you misunderstood the police and what they said to you. But here's just my take on that, all right? I don't think Mrs. Portland's going to get a ride that many miles, all right, and do physical harm to Noodle Mash. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. However, we do know that she engages in nasty, inappropriate behavior, as we all witnessed on here. Now, after all the 3 years, we tried everything. Well, I'm going to get to that, Nana. All right. Nana Mary. I'm going to get to that. All right. Well, Rachel. Okay. That makes sense. You know, if it makes her safe, if it makes her feel safe, what's the harm in getting a security system? All right. What's the harm? You know? But here's what the thing that some of these people on this platform don't get. This is how I view it, all right? Everyone on this platform has an opinion one way or the other on this topic. I tend to have a moderate opinion. I don't really want to take a side. All right? It's like I see this hell hole of a community, and I see people on both sides of the aisle wrong. And then I see people like Nicole Hodge, who is perfectly sane, who does the exact right thing. What does she do? She sees Mrs. Portland in a chat. She can't stand her. In Nicole Hodge's mind, her excuses have run out. Absolutely, Rachel. Everyone has different opinions on this, you know? And Nicole Hodge has hers. All right? She feels, all right? She can't deal with Mrs. Portland, all right? She pressed the, she clicks the 3 dots every time she pops up on her screen and blocks her. If she goes on a panel, she leaves. She doesn't want to hear anything Mrs. Portland has to say. You don't see Miss Hodge. Hey, Mustang Sally. You don't see Miss Hodge making alt accounts, going over to Mrs. Portland or other chats, trolling her. All right? You don't see her making emails and making threats. All right? You don't see her making phony welfare checks to her to set her off. Now, I'm going to stand by what I said the last time we were here. All right? I'm going to stand by what I said. Now, when it comes to the real life going, all right? Nobody should be harassing Mrs. Portland. Nobody should be harassing Noodle Mash. All right? But I found it so unfair. All right? That someone came into my chat and had to be timed out, by the way. Let me find the screenshot. All right. And we're going to analyze this. All right. Because this caused a stir. All right. All right. We're just going to do a little screen share real quick and take a little field trip. All right. So we're going to skip the commentary. All right. So Enchanted decided to bless us with her presence. And she decided to sit there and point the finger. She decided to point the finger at us, especially Siren. Siren did have Mrs. Portland up on his panel. And the only platform that Mrs. Portland actually got over at Siren's was makeup and karaoke. I don't think drama was a good part of that. All right. So Enchanted never mentioned that, but she decides to go after Siren here, being passive aggressive. Dictating where Mrs. Portland can and can't go on here. All right. I don't think that's fair. And then she tells Siren, that's bullshit. You and others gave her your platform. Really, Enchanted? And Gladys, you're absolutely right. She can go wherever she wants to. Siren gave her platform to sing karaoke, not to hear her vitriol. Don't go there. And Siren actually yanked that platform, by the way, Enchanted. So I don't know why you came over here just to point that out and rub it in everyone's face. All right? That's why you got timed out. Not because you gave your opinion on an issue. You were being passive aggressive as hell. All right? And by the way, everyone, there's more to this. And Siren never didn't time you out, Enchanted. That was another mod. So don't blame Siren for timing you out in the first place. All right. So I didn't even want to really respond to this, but so many people are talking about it, so I might as well explain it. What happened? Now, when I'm behind here, I can't see everything that goes on in YouTube chat. I can only see the chat that comes up on my screen over here. I can't see who gets timed out and when. Every so often, I gotta go to the YouTube side and check that. So I can't just I just don't see everything that is transpiring unless someone's fighting or someone's making insulting comments. Don't sit there and blame me. All right? Don't sit there and blame Siren for the way Mrs. Portland's behaving. All right? If Mrs. Portland decided to come up, take over, and start breaking her stalking order, all right, she would have been booted. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Hey, Gladys. So that's why she got, this is why Enchanted got timed out. You're more than welcome to come back, Enchanted. But please, don't go after my mods. All right? So after watching Nuno Mash's stream today, I noticed a couple things. Yes, Socket. I noticed her doxing X. Now she doesn't just mention her by her first name. She used her full name. Yep. Hey, Socket. So I just didn't hear Monica. Apparently, Nikki, she went up last night mentioning me, Daria, a few others over here last night or yesterday afternoon. And Noodle Mash wanted an explanation on what I was talking about. She called my live inaccurate. So I'm just on here responding. And I noticed a few things when I was watching. because I got on late last night, Nikki, and I noticed. So I had a yeah, sure, Gladys. And I also made a video on it. I made a video on it, Gladys. So if anyone wants to buy a membership for any channel, buy a membership for the iPhone. You can watch my last video I dropped. And hold on, let me see if I can find a link for hold on. It'll be in studio. It'll probably be under this. Here we go. That doesn't work, Gladys. You can just follow the video. Just go on your phone through a browser and hit desktop mode. And the join button will just pop up. So if anyone's listening, yeah, I'm not sitting here dragging. I'm not here dragging Noodle Mash at all. All right. I'm just being a little critical on what she says, Noodle, I know you're probably going to be listening, so I'm just going to say this to you. I don't hate you. All right? It's just sometimes I disagree with you. All right? I disagree with you sometimes, Noodle, and as Mustang Sally says, Mustang Sally supports you, and that's fine. Anyone can come over here that supports Noodle Mash, no penalties. All right? No penalties for supporting Noodle Mash. Okay? There's no penalties for supporting this person or that person. Thank you so much, Gladys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and Tiffany says that no one wants to be a member of my channel. So, it's just, I just noticed that she was saying Monica, aka Axe's name, and I don't think there's any use for it. All right. Now, I'm just gonna say with this whole thing going on, X is a character. All right. Hey, Siren.
Hey, you get me this way until my computer reboots.
Ah. All right. So we're on X, Extinct Tube. She's starting trouble with guess who? Lupa.
Okay. What? We're through talking about Noodle Mash? That's what I was here to talk about.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Talk about Noodle. That's fine.
Okay. Well,
have to move
blah
on.
blah. Well, blah 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 blah. You know the spiel. Okay. If the $500 security system is meant to make her feel secure, well, it's obviously failing because she completely does not feel secure. So
Yeah.
why buy it? Why buy it?
Maybe it will make her feel secure or safe. I don't know. I just thought, well, my first impression when she bought the thing was, wow, you're really that paranoid that you need a $500 security system in your home recommended by the police.
And here's the deal, okay? She was so afraid that Mrs. P was going to incite all these people to attack her. But all the people Mrs. P was supposedly going to incite to attack her now hang out with Amy, who can't stand her. So
Yeah.
there's no one left that Mrs. P could supposedly incite.
Thank you so much, Misty, for the $10. I appreciate it.
So Mrs. P has burned literally all of her bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one. There's not a soul that Mrs. P could incite.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the thing that gets me is Mrs. P credible? No one believes her on here when it comes to that. My issue with Mrs. Portland is not that she came up on your panel, Siren. I can care less. The only thing that you had to offer her was karaoke and makeup, right?
Yeah, and she didn't get to attack Noodle on my platform. I would have shut that down. The one thing we talked about was Jamie being an asshole, which he admits to being an asshole. So I don't see why that's an issue with anyone. She didn't talk about Noodle at all on my panel.
Yeah, and she wouldn't be allowed to say that in my chat either. So if she was in
And
my
I'm
chat,
so-
I wouldn't allow that.
and I'm sorry, I don't get to see the chat on my phone.
Okay.
Or if I can, I haven't figured out how. So that
Okay.
before I can see chat, I'm gonna wait till my computer reboots. So
Yeah, yes, Queen. She apparently left.
and here's the deal, and everyone knows this is the deal. Noodle constantly attacking Mrs. P incites Mrs. P. And then Mrs. P going everywhere to continue to talk about Noodle incites Noodle. So
it's a uncomfortable spin cycle.
yeah, but the problem is, despite Noodle telling followers to leave Mrs. P alone, she still has followers who follow Mrs. P, attack Mrs. P online, uh, and harass her. So even if Mrs. P is minding her own business, those followers are still going at it.
And I'm just gonna make it. I'm just gonna make it clear to people that are in this chat supporting Noodle, that support Noodle Mash. It's only a few. I'm not painting a brush on everyone that goes over and supports Noodle or her friend. It's just a select few that start the problems.
Yeah, I know it's not all of them, but it is still a few. Like as in more than one or two. But Noodle doesn't give them the heave ho like she did with Portland Archives, even though Portland Archives is back, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay, Mustang Sally, that would be the one that she called out last night, which I'm going to say congratulations, Noodle. That would be what is it? What's that? Where's Walter? That's hanging over at Lufa's. There's that Ass Creeps channel. Those are the ones that are. Hey, what you Nicole? Those are the people that are causing the problems. Mustang Sally. Those are the few people with the hate Mrs. P channels are causing all the issues. And who gets the blame?
Yeah, Noodle is going to get the blame anytime one of those channels say that they're going to keep watching Mrs. P. Anytime they say that they're going to make sure Mrs. P ends up in prison, blah, 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 rinse, repeat, yeah, yakety schmackety. Noodle's going to get the blame anytime any of them do that.
Yeah, and here's the another fact. I think it's I think a few of them are actually trolls that play both sides of the aisle on this issue. They think it's funny. They think it's fun. This isn't a game. This isn't this is real life, people. Two people are getting hurt here.
And look at it this way. Mrs. P has no one that she could incite. Even the people who stand up for her have had it with her. Okay? Every single one has had it with her. Because she keeps attacking them.
Yeah, and here's the thing. And here's the problem. My problem with Mrs. Portland is that she went on TikTok and broke that stalking order. And then she lied about it. And then she came up on Scotty's and started crying about it. And I told her to ignore those trolls that they keep tagging her. Hey, Sofa. Oh, yeah. And X, aka Monica, lay off. I've been getting occasional tags by you. Stop tagging me. I don't want to be involved in your shit. All right, X. I don't want to get involved in your shit. All you do is sit there and tag Noodle all day long, and then you cry the victim when you get bitch slapped. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, X. Why don't you just sit there and leave Noodle alone, leave Mrs. Portland alone, and move on with your life? All right. Damn. So I think so here's just a theory of mine, all right? I think some of them are the X crowd. They sit there and play Mrs. P. They sit there and play this one, and they think that it's all funny. And they know Mrs. Portland's going to sit there and blame Noodle for it. Then she goes and breaks that order, and then Noodle Mash sits there and says, "Okay, here we go again. Now I'm going to have to take this to court." And does everyone see the cycle that's going around and around?
Well, as I've described before, YouTube does not care about getting rid of people who are ban evading. They don't. So reporting people strictly for ban evading is useless. It just is. Because they want people to watch their ads. Because that's what makes them money. So if someone is a ban evader and you report them, and even if YouTube somehow does get rid of the channel, they're just going to come back. YouTube
Yeah.
does not care about ban evading. They don't. So stop reporting it. It's useless.
Hey, Maggie May. And Noodle, if you're listening, I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice, all right? Maybe this is another way to handle it. So, Mrs. Portland breaks the stalking order, all right? Perhaps you should just mention it once, maybe twice, and just let the authorities handle it. Because I'm not telling you, Noodle, that you can't talk about it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't accept super chats on your channel. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's kind of baiting or hyping up people to want to strike back at the other side, which is Mrs. Portland. And it's not helping anybody. We've been through this for 3 years now.
Oh, talking about it absolutely baits her followers to go after Mrs. P. And it absolutely baits Mrs. P to attack her. And baiting Mrs. P baits Noodle Mash.
Well, I want to say this, Daria, all right? She's a little more, what's the word? Receptive to advice than Mrs. Portland, all right? At least Noodle Mash isn't going to scream, stop hate attacking me. It's up to Noodle Mash if she takes the advice. At least Noodle knows this.
Oh, Noodle Mash is just as stubborn as Mrs. Portland is. Don't kid yourself, Bill.
Yeah, it's too long, Rachel, you know? 3 years is too long. So here's just a message to a few people that may be listening. Mrs. Portland's gone, all right? So this is going to be the last time I talk about this, all right? I'm not going to sit here and drag this. And Gypsy, you're absolutely right. I'm gonna sit here and shut my damn mouth. The only reason why I went live today about this very topic is because Noodle wanted me to clarify a few things I said in my live, which she said were inaccurate. All right. Now I hope Noodle Mash that what I said and you're right, Net Maggie May. She didn't talk about her the whole time she was gone, Maggie May. I never insinuated it. I'm just trying to clear the record, make the record straight, set the record straight, so to speak. So Noodle, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. If you want a link, I'll drop one in the chat. If you have any questions for me. This is not an echo chamber. You see, anyone's allowed to have their opinion as long as they're respectful. And Mustang Sally, I'm just going to say this. She's gone, but she's not. All right? You know what that means, right, Mustang Sally? She may be watching.
That computer's back.
Okay. All right. So what does that mean, Mustang Sally? That means she's not engaging, but watching, but she's not active. All right, as far as I know. So oh, really, Mustang Sally? Oh. What a surprise. Not. It's so hard to keep up with her, Mustang Sally. All right. Oh, I see you changed your furniture around.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not holding my phone, so, you know. Actually, it's using the side camera that I use for my makeup stream, so I just didn't switch it. So.
Oh, okay. It just looks like you changed your furniture and everything around, so.
Here, I can switch it. Give me just a minute. Oh, wait, that's the side camera. Wow. There we go. Here, let me just move that. There. Okay.
So does anyone have any questions about anything I have said? Hey, Jax. Anything I said about Noodle? Anything I've said about Mrs. Portland? Because this is the last time I'm going to be talking about it, unless she really fucks up. Because I'm not going to keep this going. At least on my end, I can't control what anyone else does. If Noodle wants to talk about it, that's up to her. All right. I can't control what Noodle Mash does. I can't control what Robbie does. I can't control what Siren does. I can't control what anyone does on here. I can't even control what comes out of Nikki's mouth. All right. I'm being real. All I could do is control what I do. I'm not going to go on and on and on about Mrs. Portland. When there's not even. Absolutely, Mustang Sally. We've all had our say. We all had our opinions.
And yes, we're fully aware that when Mrs. Portland says she's gone, she's not really gone. She's just gone from that channel. She's like Tiffany like that.
Mm-hmm. So, we're going to talk about what happened last night. Late night. Over at Retro's. So I heard a bunch of yapping Karens over at Retros. And someone had some, and Michelle watched my video on giving a tutorial on the ladies on how to sign up for a membership or give a donation on YouTube on their phones. Well, Michelle, that wasn't just to get people to sign up for memberships on my channel. Well, because you don't know how to pay attention, Michelle K, to what's going on over at Sirens, Darling Nikki's, even Robbie's. I got sick of walking subs through how to sign up for a membership on their phones. So guess what? I made a tutorial video on how to do it, Michelle. So if anyone asked, again, all I got to do is go to my video and drop it in the chat for them. And then you laugh and say no one wants to buy my shit. No one wants to become a member of my channel. No one wants to support me. Really, Michelle? Are you fucking serious? You don't pay attention to shit. Oh, Miss Retro. Is she at work? Yeah, I have a level that could chew on mine. I renamed it Laughing at the Karens because actually they're so stupid. Most of the time, they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't even watch a damn live stream when they're mentioned to hear what they're actually responding to. I did. I had it on 2x speed before I even went live today. Huh, Michelle? And then Retro decides, okay, oh, that's it. No more. Well, did you ever think of the concept of shutting the fuck up, Retro? If you're totally sick of this, Siren?
Depends.
Yeah, they're not that bright over there, you know. They think they can sit there and scream and yell at Nikki and lie, and they're not gonna. And then they get these responses. Maybe the solution is to shut up, and there wouldn't be a need to respond and debunk. I know, right, Wendy? What would we do without our YouTube? Okay, good night, Maggie May. Have fun with your grandson. Of course you don't, Nikki. Why should you? Miss Slimy over there don't give a shit. Tiffany don't give a shit. Retro don't give a shit. So why should you give a shit? You know, it's now she decides to go live again because oh no. I dropped a truth bomb. I know, right, Breezy? Damn, Michelle. We're gonna play my video again of you saying, "Oh, I don't like I don't like it. I'm sick of the I don't like it. Why do people yell and scream on panel when she's sitting to someone next to someone that screams all the time?"
Wait, Michelle K asked if says she didn't like it when people screamed on panel.
Yeah, and she said there's no use for it.
The last time we interacted on panel, Michelle was drunk off her ass and caught and screamed her head off at me on panel.
Yeah, the last time I really had somewhat of a conversation with Michelle K. She was the one. She was dragging you for having what's her name, Margie up. And I was telling her to get a grip. Siren can have whoever he wants on his panel. It's his channel, and then she's, oh, I don't have to support it then. And she was acting like a little child. Just because someone you don't like is up there, you have to sit there and take it. She has to take it out on you. That was one of the last conversations I had with her. And then she decides to drag me over at Retro's chat. When I got on Retro's panel and asked for a response to what happened when she got them three got caught. Remember, Siren?
Mm-hmm.
With their fuck shit.
Yeah, she screamed her head off at me because she didn't want to hear it when I explained to her what Johnny did with Eddie about my channel.
Mm-hmm. Of course not. She supports scammers and frauds. She's over at the swamp now. What does she care? She even supports screamers. When she said publicly, "Wow, there's no need to scream." Yeah, it's all on repeat, Nikki. So, except when Slimy wants to get up there and lie about someone or something, then she's just given a platform. Oh yeah, and then Retro. This is the dumb part, you know. She decides to she wants to get up on my panel. So she blocks me, right? Then gets into my chat and asks for a damn link. I'm like, someone had to tell me, because I couldn't see the little twat. I couldn't see that she asked for a link. Hey, Lady A. I couldn't see that she wanted a link in the first place. I think it was Pesky who said that Retro wants a link. I couldn't see her. Then I drop it, and Nikki comes up with her. And then you know what her excuse was? Well, I was at work. But she spends the first minute trying to calling me mental. And then drops down when she hears Nikki's voice. Damn,
Why are you even getting on a panel at work? I mean,
Yeah.
at most you've got, what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why are you listening to people on YouTube while you're at work, Retro? Aren't you supposed to be working? Don't you have a job to do? Aren't you supposed to serve people their food or something? Not listening to the drama on YouTube?
I mean, why get pissed off and then try to give people their ketchup? Here's your cheese!
I want my ketchup!
Here's your fork and your knife! Oh, sorry, sir. We'll get you right to the ER.
I want my mayo. And then she has to go get it for him. But instead, she's on her phone with her earbuds, listening to us. Yeah, that must suck, because look at what happened to Bitch Talks. She couldn't stop going on panels and going live while she was at work on the clock. Well, she lived at work, but you see what happened to her, Siren?
I mean,
so I see Retro never learned a damn thing from someone
I
else.
mean, I can hear it now. I can't take your order because you have no credibility.
I got to hear my friend Amy scream and lie. And then I gotta make. Oh, sorry, I can't take your order because I gotta make a 5-minute video on calling everyone a liar and to stop harassing, stop lying about my friend when she knows that we're telling the truth. Come on, how many times are we gonna show receipts? Oh, and then. Yeah, because I was only listening, like a few minutes here, a few minutes there. Because guess what? Nikki was live, I was sitting there listening to Nikki, I was just curious every so often last night. And Slimy kept saying, prove it, prove it, prove it. Well, I'm just going to say something to you, little slime ball. Why should Nikki send any proof to you? Really? You think that she owes you a damn thing after what you did? Huh? You don't show proof of anything. When was the last time, Siren, that you recall that she sent proof of anything?
Who, Amy?
Yeah.
God. anything that she's all sent has always been doctored or hatcheted or sent out of context or anything like that. She's never proved a damn thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because I remember the only thing that she usually sent, the majority of the screenshots she sent were private information on people. And that don't prove shit. So on occasion she'll send screenshot of someone's community post. You know, this person said this person said that. But other than that, she shows proof of nothing. So why should darling Nikki be forced to show any proof to her about anything? She couldn't even back up her accusation that darling Nikki was lied about being abused as a kid. Let's be real here. She proved nothing. Just childish insults from a troll. All right, just childish insults from big Ozempic troll.
A big troll. A big troll.
Big
troll.
So I guess Becca Chu was accused of because we all got accused of some things last night. Hey, Scotty. So what was Becca Chu accused again of? Getting people not to donate?
Yeah, apparently.
Let's see.
Because she's just a puppeteer and we're just on strings, apparently.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna get to I want to respond to Jamie's live last night. Now this may not be a very popular topic. Rachel was mentioned. Becca Chu was mentioned. Even Daria was mentioned. Hey, I was mentioned too, so and then Siren was mentioned. So do you want to respond to your little
I don't even know what he said. He's not in my algorithm. So
he basically showed your face and started with the insults. So
he's insulting my face? Has he seen his face?
And insulting you personally. So
yeah, has he seen his face?
Well, let's just not get into the looks department, but hold on.
Well, I mean, he got into the looks department. So, if we're already there, I mean, Jamie, if you're going to the looks department, we can go there.
So Jamie, I listened to what you had to say last night. All right. Some of it I agreed with. All right. Some of it I didn't. All right. And some things I know nothing about, all right, because they were between you and someone else, all right? So, now my understanding of what you said about Rachel and Lonnie, I actually said the same thing to Rachel, all right? That you said. He says, I'm not going to get too much involved with the Lonnie thing because Lonnie wanted attention. All right. So I could see your position on that. You didn't want to get involved in something. And I'm not holding anything like that against you. All right. And the thing with Becca Chu, I don't have any idea what you're talking about. That's probably between you and him. That's between you and her. Same thing with the Daria thing. Okay. But when you were talking about the mod chats, I have a mod chat for the same reason you had one. All right. I don't like sending a lot of messages to people. All right. But I do understand that you did have some people that were quite nasty. Lonnie was one of them. And I remember back in the day, some people were trashy. All right. I understand your opinion on that. But I'm just going to reiterate. I'm sorry you feel the way you do about me. All right. Jamie, I wish you no ill harm or anything. I still like you as a person. Somewhere deep inside, that old you is still there. Okay. You're a good person, Jamie, deep down inside. The reason why I did that first live on you, all right, I didn't agree with some of your behavior lately, all right? And if you found that so insulting or disrespectful, okay, if you found that so disrespectful and so come on. Yeah, I did apologize to people because and that apology went to you too. The next time I went live. If I offended anyone or went too far. But that wasn't good enough for you, was it? I had to go into detail with my apology. Okay? Okay, Jamie. Now, you said last night that you're upset that you came into my chat and you got timed out. Yes, you did get timed out. I asked you several times in private not to go after Siren, Missy, Rachel, or any other mods. What did you do? You came in and were and was totally rude. You were totally nasty. So yes, one of them timed you out. You don't get to do that. How would you like it if someone came onto your channel, Jamie, and was totally disrespecting your mods? You said earlier in your live last night, you don't like that. But you had no problem coming into my live and throwing rocks. And then you complained that you didn't have a wrench on my channel. No protection. Well, you took my wrench. Remember, Jamie? So I took yours in return. I don't know either, Daria. I have no problem with Honey Bunch. She's a very nice girl.
She got herself blocked on my channel.
Oh. But I'm not here to fight with you, Jamie. All right. I'm not responding to you to be an asshole. But here's the thing. All right. I told everyone straight up. Siren can understand a simple concept. I go where I fucking want to go on here. Missy understands. I had to tell her straight. I go where I fucking want. And if I want to go to your channel, Jamie, and support you, I told them straight up. I'm going to go to your channel and support you. Because guess what, Jamie? You do make some good content sometimes. Or most of the time. For that. However, I can't control what Nikki says on her live streams. All right. I can't control what Siren here does or says. Yes, he did call you an asshole. Exchange. Yes, he did, Gladys. Yes, he did. And that's why he was explaining to everyone why he blocked me. All right? He was explaining that last night. All right? So, I can't block. I can't. I don't. I. I can't control what people say, including Nikki. I never asked her to white knight for me. Okay? Never asked her to stick up for me. Because guess what? I'm a big boy. I can fight my own battles. But guess what, Jamie? In respect for you, I didn't say anything. I didn't participate in chat when they mentioned you. That's all I can do. Drop out of chat. Wait for the topic to be changed. So, and you said last night, Jamie, that people were putting pressure on me. Yeah, I was hearing all this around. Jamie's this, Jamie's that. Hey, a few times I got mad at you, Jamie. All right. For some of the things you were saying or doing. I'm not going to sit here and agree with you 100% of the time. All right. But I'm not behind the scenes, as some claim, talking shit about you 24/7. So if someone tells you that, someone's pulling your leg. So any problem that you have with anyone else, I'm not getting involved in it. Now, we got Siren here. I don't agree with that fight you have with them. All right? Now, I'm just going to say this, Jamie. You did go pretty hard at Robbie in a community post. He went over to defend Robbie. And you were pretty nasty to him, all right? That's how this started. Now, do I agree with what Siren says sometimes in anger? No. But Jamie, you got to consider that you started it. So when I tell you I'm not getting involved in your fight with Siren, I view you both wrong. And then you decided to go after Nikki. I didn't agree with that. The lithium video. That was not very nice, was it? I understand you don't agree with her phone call to a bigger real lifer, one of the biggest real lifers on this platform, but she doesn't have a total history. And I even spoke up and say I don't agree with what Nikki did. All right, Jamie? But I don't just sit there and throw people away because I disagree with them, including you. Me too, Wendy. Damn. Now, Jamie, I'm just going to say a few last things to you. All right. Hey, Katie. Just going to say a few last things before we go tonight.
Okay, I'm going to hop down.
All right. Please do for this. I still care, Jamie. All right. Welcome back, Sarah. I try to message you today and for a link if you wanted to talk about it, but I couldn't send a message. Really? I was going to tell you this in private today. But fortunately, that's no longer possible. So I don't know, Katie. I don't know if you changed his settings or what. Something happened to that effect. So all right. I'm just going to be a few minutes, Wendy, and then we're going to go over to Nikki's. All right. Because I'm just getting a little emotional here. So, Jamie, I'm just going to say this. I still care. All right. Even though I don't agree with some of the choices you made on here. All right. I just can't throw away feelings or just. And I do understand that some people went Karen on you. All right. You did have a point today. All right. That people go after you or me for an opinion when if he's here, he can type Wendy, all right? If he's here, he can type. I'll give him a link. I offered Noodle a link, so all right. You're still welcome. So Jamie, you're still welcome here. All right. You're still welcome here. My mods have, I explicitly told my mods, they're not to ban you. They are not to time you out. Unless you go after, you throw rocks at people in my chat. And I'm not going to allow that. All right, Jamie? If you have a problem with someone in my chat, just ignore them. All right? And I do understand some of the people that has just walked away over petty shit and them not getting their way. Hey. We're men, right? We're in a mostly female community. All right. We get the brunt of a lot of this, all right? And for no better term, we get the brunt of the double standards around here. We're not treated fairly. And I do understand that, hey, sometimes the trash does take itself out when people leave. And your argument about groups and cults, I actually agree with you on that, Jamie. So, okay, I don't call myself a group. Okay, I don't treat anyone in my chat any better or any less. All right. Actually, I learned a lot of good things from you, Jamie. All right. So, you and your girlfriend are welcome here anytime. All right. Well, that's impossible now, Sarah. So, all right, everyone. I'm gonna go, and darling Nikki went live, so I hope to see everyone over there. I hope so too. Katie. I hope so too. I have nothing against him personally. I wish him well. And I wish him nothing but the best. If he still wants to keep me out of his chat, that's his prerogative, all right? It's just I'm not gonna sit here and get involved, as he said, with the Lonnie thing and other people's bullshit. All right. So, all right, everyone. I'm gonna go, and I want to thank everyone for the donations tonight and the membership signups. I really appreciate it. And I'll see everyone later. All right.